Good morning, Rabbi Sai. Lili nishmasimi mirosi rusbas Mordechai. Hayoim tisha b'esrim yoim sheim arba shavuos v'yoim echad lo'imer for those in Borough Park and ba'imer for the Litvaks here in Eretz Yisrael. We have a very, very chashuv guest, the man who saved my Pesach this year. Pashat, not saved my Pesach. Shalom Aleichem. Wie heißt die? Shimon Braun. From Borough Park Matzos. Yeah. He sent me a box of matzos, and it's like, nobody ever said, sometimes they send me like a whole box. I don't know how many pounds it was. 50 pounds of matzah, like I could eat 50 pounds of matzah. Today is Pesach Sheni. Matzah for everybody, Rabbi Sai. Take matzah for everybody. Take. Everybody, you have to taste this. Oh, here, let me show the box. This is the box. I wish I daven shachris already. I'd have some matzah right now. Wow, the shleimus. I'm telling you, taste gewaldig. Maisa shahoya. I'm not going to say lashon hara, but our hotel got matzahs from a certain place, which was not so edible. And this was the first Pesach that I ate matzah nonstop. My son came to me and he said, my oldest son, he said, you know, I had a dream. No, he didn't say I had a dream. I said, he comes over to me in the morning and says, I came into your room while you were sleeping and you're doing this. I think he was joking, but it was not so far from a joke because constantly eating matzah. Here, everybody say enjoy it. Seriously, you should take some matzah home. At the Borough Park Shiur, Murad Nakash once again jumped up and he said that whoever joins the Shiur, he's going to do a raffle just for those people for a shas, any shas they want. So here is the raffle. Here's the winner of the raffle. There's some sound to it, no? For a shas, the art school shas. Shalom Wexler won the shas. This is one of the most interesting Good Morning Rabbi Says of all time. A few hundred Bnei Olam Razor Askanim went to the well-known Buffalo Tzaddik Zecher Tzaddik Raffle, which he didn't leave any kids. To be mispalel. They went to Buffalo to be mispalel for all the couples waiting for children for the success of their future campaign. Then they went to Niagara Falls to finish their day. During the trip, my brother-in-law Moshe Farber, together with many other MDY fans, discussed the power of the daf. Here's a sweet post Moshe shared on his status, Hatzlacha Yankee Baum, Moed Cotton Daf Beis Rabbi Sai, for the most interesting, maybe of all time. Here we go. It looks interesting and it is interesting. A bunch of Hasidic Geleit in pink coats. You'll never see that again. Here they are, the same chevra, and this is not posed. You'll see, there's a guy sitting on the floor, looking at the screen. Pilot's Lounge, I guess in Buffalo somewhere. Check out the corner. There's a guy in the corner sitting on the floor. And he said, I am not well, I can't go. They're relaxing, they're enjoying life, learning Torah.
It's definitely fake. It's not what it has to be.
I don't know. Not everybody. He said it's definitely fake because it wasn't 1.5 speed. Once again, my name is Yitzchak Friedman, a chassid from Borough Park. Look at this. Today we have a lot of chassidim in the as guests today, and we're going to have a bunch of chassidish emails. A chassid from Borough Park. I've joined the Shiur since Nadarim and enjoy listening to the Shiur every day. I'm part of the organization named Tanzers. Another, look at this, 2 chassid groups. I didn't even pay attention. Now I'm hopping. One is Bnei Olam, one is Tanzers, which puts smiles on sick adults, kids, something like that. I don't know what that means. And kids. Oh, and kids. We have made last night a Seder, L'Kovid Pesach Sheni. They're all wearing the kittles, a ganze Seder. They weren't able to make, because these are for people who weren't able to make a Seder because they had a sick one in the hospital. It's unbelievable, very emotional. We had to honor and have Reb Sholem, Reb Sholem ran the 10th event, and then we did the famous Good Morning Rabbi Sai put the smile on family members with unexplainable. See attached video. Keep up the great work, and it should be a schus for Shlema for Daniel Zev ben Esther, a child who's very sick, who's at this event. Let's see if we could do it. Here it goes.
Focus.
Focus.
Okay, now voice side, we have over here by our Pesach Seder Sheni. We have Shalom Rand, who learns every day Daf Yomi from Eli Stefansky. Wow. So here we go. Everyone together. Good morning,
The cover to say this is a little different. They don't do the they do a ooh. Okay. My name is Eli Stefansky. I'm 17 years old. I mailed you about a month ago that changed my life. You literally did. I used to come home and just watch sport games and that night and never learned anything on my extra time. A while ago, I looked through the search history, meaning after he found the shiur, and I literally only watched your daf on YouTube and the occasional sports highlights, not the actual live game. Thank you so much. They put the daf where people usually watch other videos and make for a 17-year-old YouTube a much better place. Can't wait to see you again in New York. And the Elul. You're the best. Have a wonderful day. B'yom Lazri. All right, Rabbi Isai. I'm going to skip a couple emails here. We'll do them a different time. The Koilel, sponsored by Anonymous from Lakewood, the Masechta, by Eli Stefansky, Lina Nishmas, Menachem Tabarovich, Menachem Mendela, Shalom Ben Yibal Chaim, Yeshua Doiv. I was thinking about you, Koilel. I thought you forgot about us. You're back? But you're here. Okay, you didn't leave the shiur. Linishmas Chai Bas Yosef, Paras HaChodesh, Linishmas Chai Ben Moshe, Paras HaChodesh before Shlema of Rabbi Leo Ben Zissel Dvoira, Paras HaYoim, Shachar David in honor of the yard side of his mother, Julie David, Yehudis Fruma Bas Yechiel. Paras of the month for the art, the schus, a complete refuah for Chaim Tzvi Ben Leah, Rabbi Isai. Unbelievable. 180 people donated Gemaras in the last 2 days. Over $40,000 raised. Unbelievable. I don't see that video yet. Oh, you're going to put it on? Okay. Real quickly, before we start, you want to say your names? Or you guys from Borapar? Wie heißt ihr, Dalton? Ah? Yosef Mizrahi. You're not Mizrahi, though. You are. Very nice. And these are your children and this and that. What's your name, Tzaddik? Yeshua Holt from? Telstone. Shkoyach. Wow. All the way from Telstone. Givaldik. We have a few other guests there. Okay. Givaldik. Yesterday, after Shabbos, I don't usually do this. I don't know what we spoke about it yesterday. We forgot to do it this morning, right before shiur. I reminded Gershon. So let's see if we could have audio. I don't know what it sounds like. So here's a video of Shabbos is just over. I don't do this. I don't think I've ever done it. But I was reading the Shiur Shel Yom, and I decided to ask a question to the Mispalim. Here it goes. I see a showing of hands, Rabbi Isai. I'm just doing this for tomorrow's shiur. We just read in Shiur Shel Yom Hamishi, Sfas lo yedati eshma. Does anybody know what that means? We say it every single Thursday, Sfas lo yedati eshma. You're not part of the shiur, don't even try. So what? Yes. No, what does it mean? That what? Okay. So the kids are one person knew the answer. One person. Sfas lo yedati. I don't know the language. Eshma. I'll listen. What does it mean? We say it on Thursday. Sfas lo yedati. I don't know the language. Eshma. I'll listen. This guy's eating matzah. Chugging away matzah. Middle shiur. There's no eating matzah when the Magid has misophonia. I'll do what you want. Eat a kazayis. We'll talk later. Okay, so here we're going to learn what it means. Where do we leave off? Reb Nachman.
I'm Reb Chiel.
Reb Chiel Barab, Reb Yochanan. B'shah Shalom Alei Parai. So what is 10 lines from the bottom of Lamed Vavam Beis? 2, 4, 6, 8. 10 lines from the bottom of Lamed Vavam Beis. Reb Chiel Barab, Reb Yochanan. B'shah Shalom Alei Parai Yosef Ubal Dechol Yorim Ishis Yadai. You are in charge. Omru Itztagnini Paroi. So his advisor said to him, Evet Shalachoi Rabbi Besrim Kesef Tamshilei Oleinu. This guy's an Eved. What, you're going to make him a ruler over us? Omar Lehem Ginuni Malchus Ani Royba. He has, I see some special things in him. He has what it takes. Omar Loi Imkein Yerdeh B'Shem Lashon. Well, if he's going to rule over us, in those days it wasn't like today. Today's mamish the opposite. To be in politics, you could be the biggest loser ever. You don't have to know anything. You could be mamish over bottle. Then you had to have knowledge. You had to know. You had to be above everybody in knowledge. You had to know 70 languages. 70 languages. So, what does he know? Bal Gavriel v'limdoi shivim lashon, comes Gavriel and teaches Yosef Tzaddik. We already had in the sugya shivim lashon. Le'av Gomar. He couldn't. To retain 70 languages is a lot. Hoysev loy ois achas mishmoy shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu v'lomad. So he added one letter. Hello, guys, up there. Mishmoy shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu v'lomad. Shenemar edus bihi Yosef samai. He added a hey to Yosef. B'tzeis alas Mitzrayim. Here we go. Svas lo yodati eshmo. I didn't know the languages. Now I understand them. So if somebody ever asks you, Svas lo yodati eshmo, is referring to Yosef like that person. One person answered. Rabbi Yeshua Berman. I didn't know the languages. Svas lo yodati. Now today it's kama. Kama. Eshma. I heard it. I understand it. I know it. Something that we wouldn't know. It's like, I don't know how the art scroll translates it. I'm sure they don't go to this whole drasha. Maybe they do on the bottom. So Pari threw out some Chinese. He immediately answered him in Chinese. So Yosef Atzadik turns around and tells him, and he's like, huh? Pari didn't know Lashon HaKodesh. Amalei Avremy, teach me. Okay, a deal's a deal. Avremy v'li Gomar. He taught it to him, but he didn't know what it was. Amalei ishtabli delemi galis. The famous Gemara. Pari told him, swear to me that you're not going to tell anybody that.
Here it is.
It is?
Look at the bottom.
I can't read this. I seriously can't read it. It's this kind of. This kind of art scroll, not the versteht sich. The one the real English. Okay, yeah. He says the whole thing. Okay, gewaltig. I was choshev b'ksherim. Of course they did it. Okay. I don't really go. So Yosef Atzadik swore to Pari, he won't tell a soul that he's one up on him. He knows one language more than him. Lashon HaKodesh. But later on, Yosef Atzadik comes to Pari. My father Yaakov told me, I have to leave. Go. Be matin neder. What's the big deal? You know what? Yeah, it's a great idea. I'll be matin neder. And I'm also going to be matin neder that I swore to you. I'm not going to tell everybody about the Lashon Kodesh you don't know. Threat. Even though he didn't like the idea that Yosef Atzadik was leaving Mitzrayim, kasher hishbiecha. What do we have here? I don't remember what I wanted to say. The Tais is over here. Okay, fine. Yehuda Mahi. We said that Yehuda is Mekashem Mayim Barabim. The San Yoiremei Oimer. So interesting machlokes. A lot of us are not familiar with this. We're familiar with one part of this machlokes. Remeir, we're not so familiar. There's a big fight between the Shvatim. Rabbi, so we have to mamish enjoy every single day. Not always do we have daf after daf, easy, gishmak, I got this. Okay, enjoy while we still have it. No, Gittin is very gishmak, but in a different way. It's Yeshiva Shemesachta. Bekitzer, Zoyma and Yored. They had a machlokes. Who's going to jump into the water first? Slightly different than what we know. We know that they didn't want to jump in. Rameir says they wanted. They had a fight who's going to go first. Zoyma and Yored Chila. Chofatz. Shiftoi shel Binyamin v'yorad layom Chila. So, the Yamin went into the water first. We know the story completely different. Shenemar Sham Binyamin Tzoyer Roidem Atiki Roidem Elo Rod Yam. V'hayu Sari Yehuda Roigim Moisam. The elders, the ones in charge of Yehuda, they started throwing stones at them. What kind of business is he going into the water before us? Shenemar Sari Yehuda Rigmasam. That's why, I don't know if you could see, Gary, I don't know if you could do that, right above me, the, it's a different world today. No, just the Kodesh HaKadoshim, the Beis HaMikdash. Let's see, oh my God. Yeah, it's you see that big the tower, the one, yeah, the tower on the left. The left part of that tower is the Kodesh HaKadoshim. Fine, that's also Minyamin. When we learned Yuma, so we saw that a lot of the Mizbech is also Minyamin, but Yehuda got a part of it. It juts in and out. Fine. Interesting. Taisus brings a Mechilton here, mashal of two children of a king, two princesses. The king said to the younger one, "Wake me up early." He tells the older one, "Wake me up later." The older one sees that the younger one is going to wake him up. He says, "What are you doing?" Tati said to wake him up later. He says, "No, he told me earlier to have a big fight." He goes into the room. I'm just continuing, and the older one schleps him out. What do you do? You can't wake up. But when the father woke up, the father was extremely happy that they were both fighting about his covenant. They both wanted to do what's right for him. So says Taisvus, that same thing over here. We have the younger one, Binyamin, trying to jump into the water first. Yehuda felt it should be later. But they were both fighting for Kiddush Hashem. Ubein, Shenemar, Ubein Seifa of Shochein, that's where the Kodesh HaKadoshim is by Binyamin. And we're familiar with Rabbi Yehuda. That's not what happened. And this reminds me, and I say this Maisa over and over, I don't even know the details anymore. Said it so many times. The guy says, Ploini owes me $2 million. This is not true. At the end of the day, it turns out that Ploini, how does it go, Jonathan? It's not 2 million, it's 1 million. And he doesn't owe you, you owe him. And Bekitzer, everything is afuch al afuch. The machlokes between Meir and Rabbi Yehuda, it's not like, it's a little bit more to the left. It's just completely the opposite. It's not that they were fighting who should go into the water. They were fighting that we don't want to go into the water. And it's not that the Binyamin went, it was the Yehuda. It's like all the details are the reverse. They both fought, we don't want to go in. That's how we know the story. The Nachshon ben Aminadav was the one that jumped in and made a Kiddush Hashem. Chaim Shmulevitz says that there was no tzivoy to jump into the water. Had there been a tzivoy to go into the water, all of Klal Yisrael would have went in. The thing was, Hashem said, you want to save yourself, go into the water. But because Nachshon ben Aminadav jumped into the water, so that together with that Akedah, we have in our DNA, if you think about it, just think, if you are in a certain situation of Klal Yisrael, I don't know, Gzeres Tachtat, and they said either convert to their religion or die in a fire, what would you do? I mean, you have to picture it. It's unbelievable. The Nisayon is tremendous. So how did Klal Yisrael have that koyach? Because it was built in. Because Nachshon ben Aminadav, certain things that our Avos did, gave us the power of future generations. One of the Mashgichim in Panovich, I forgot his name, I knew it yesterday, but one of the Mashgichim, he got up and he said, he was giving a drasha about Nachshon ben Aminadav, and he slipped. He said, Gershon ben Aminadav. So of course, the Olam, they corrected him and everything. And when he finished the story, and he says, and Gershon ben Aminadav went into the water. And he says, he went in, and he bumps into Nachshon. And he's like, oh, I missed it. I hesitated for 20 seconds, and now nobody knows about me. Nobody knows I'm anybody ever heard of Gershon ben Aminadav? No. It's Nachshon ben Aminadav. Why? Because he hesitated those 10 seconds. I was thinking to myself, 2 days ago when I said, we need some Gemaras. First thing, Rabbi Greenman, 35, I'm giving a Gemara. And on the spot, Merad Nakash, 500 Gemaras, but without hesitation. There's people that hesitate. Let me think about it. I'll go home, ask my wife. Yeah, okay, we'll give $18. Okay, say that after like 6 hours. And the people, no, $17,500 right now. I'm not even thinking, whatever, I'm doing it. Gershon ben Aminadav. Nachshon ben Aminadav. Said on purpose. Yeah. All right. And in another Maimer, a completely different one, in Maimer Memdal, Reb Chaim Shmulevitz also asked the question, but it's not Yehuda that jumped in. Yehuda wasn't alive. Yehuda was Mekadesh Shem Shemayim Berabim by jumping in, but he didn't jump in. Everybody said Tamar, the story with Tamar. That happened with Yehuda. This didn't happen with Yehuda. So he says, where did Nachshon get it from? A lot of times you see people doing X, Y, Z and they have such koiches. It's the grandparents. The koiches like that come That comes from Yehuda. Zog the Gemara Shenemar. Nachshon ben Olav jumped into the Yam Tchila Shenemar Sevuni Bechachash Ephraim over Mira Beis Yisrael. Yehuda Oid Rod Am Kel. Im Kel. Okay. Rod is a lashon of ruling, so Yehuda rules. Valav Mefarish B'Kabbalah Yisheini Elikim Kibo Maimad Nafesh. He was there. He was choking. He went in and he screamed out, Yisheini Elikim Kibo Maimad Nafesh. I'm about to drown here. Tovati Bivei Metzula Ve'ein Ma'amod. Adish V'deini Shibodas Mayim Vativ Lo'eini Metzula. Don't let the water get to me. Bois Yeshaya Moshe March B'Tfilah. Moshe Rabbeinu was in the middle of davening, his heart out. Omer lo HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Yedidai tovim bayom, va'ato march b'tfilah. Lefonai, ato march b'tfilah lefonai. So sometimes it's not the right time to be march b'tfilah. What should you do? She says, Omer lefonai, Rebbeinu Shalom, umabi yod ilasis. I'm not going to change anything. They're going into the water. They're drowning. What can I do? I can't split the ocean. I'm davening. Omer lo, Daber b'nei Yisrael v'yiso. Tell him just to go. Lift your mata above the water so people don't think that's the mata that caused it. Above. This, I said it again, I'll say because I keep on thinking about it. I had the schus, the last time I ever davened in the shul in this neighborhood. A lot of people know about what I'm talking about. So a typical Shemona Esrei there, 10 minutes or whatever. And this one guy, Ma'aseh Shahaya, the last time I said I can't do it anymore. This guy down for the Amud, and the entire shul finished. And I'm talking about at least 10, 12, 13, everybody finished. So there's a few madregas. There's a guy that davened so long for the Amud, and then he doesn't even look behind him because he knows that everybody finished, so he starts. That's like this guy was even worse than that. He turns around and he starts counting to see if there's a minion. You finished. Real slow, deliberate. What are you looking? If there's 40 people, 50 people, everybody finished besides you. I'm sure 3 or 4 people went off the derech that day, and I stopped davening there. Smayach b'tfilah. You got to be considerate to the other person. Damn. All right. Huh? Oh, what? You want to be Moisef? Okay. Worse than that. There's a 4th madrega.
If the chazan turns around and Tziba says go, and he says no, he starts counting.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, what? It's a genetic thing. You also go crazy. Stefansky. This is a minion foma. It's a new machla. Okay, fine. No, it's just okay. Talk about this. Now I'm going to get an email from the same tzaddik that wrote me an email yesterday. What? Now, because of you, I'm going to go. I can't daven for the Amid 20 minutes. What? People can't have kavan anymore. I love you very dearly. I'm a big fan since Nadarim, but I like to daven for the Amid 30 minutes. I don't understand what you're saying. What? Yeah, we learned it many times. It's common sense. Common sense. Be considerate to others. Oh. So Nachamal. Yudah was zoichet to be the kings. Shenema hoysi Yudah l'kadsha. We said in Hallel, Yisrael mam shaloisav. Matam hoysi Yudah l'kadsha, Yisrael mam shaloisav. Why? Mishum dayam ra bayanois. He saw the ocean. He went in and it ran from him. Tanya Rebbe Eliezer ben Yaakov Omer. Ef shaloimer levi lamata shekvanem lamala. In the Torah, so here we have the list again. On Har Grizim, it says in the Torah, Shimon Levi, Yehuda, but it says Levi was on Grizim. So were they on Har Grizim, or they were between Har Grizim? Where were they exactly? It also says in the pasuk, V'chol Yisrael skein of v'shoitrim v'shoitrim oimdim mizel mizel la'aron neged ha'kohanim levim lo yisrael b'ris Hashem. The Kohanim and Levim were l'chayra in the center, and they were facing them mizel mizel la'aron. So where were the Levim? Everybody was facing the Levim, or the Levim were on Har Grizim? We have a problem here. Yeah, we're holding like 10 lines from the bottom of Lamed Zayin. Okay, let me just see. He did a little thing here. I got to show you a beautiful piece that he did here. Okay, so you have Har Grizim, Har Eval, and you have the Kohanim, the Skanim, according to this, only the elders, the most chashava, a few of them, with the Arain in the center. This is actually based on the real Har Eval, Har Grizim, just it didn't have any grass, whatever, so he added all the green. Okay. Rabbi Yoshua, so we have 3 machloikes. So one pshat is that the Leviim were all on the Har Grizim. The chashuva ones, they were down on the bottom. This really put me in a depression. If you're above 50 years old, you're done. You're an old man. You're not ready for late. A Levi from 30 to 50, prime years, 30 to 50.
That was only back then.
49 and a half.
There's been inflation, now it's like... That was only back then.
Yeah. There's only the Bakasef. And it's only Leviim, I'm not a Levi. But I'm a Bukhar, so maybe, I don't know. It's the new, what do they say, the new 50s,
Cohen can do sharis for...
But I'm not a Cohen. I'm just saying it shows, it gives you a little bit of an idea what's going on. When you're 50 years old, you're already, whatever, over the hill. Akal Parnami says, all those with between 30 and 50, down below. But so we split the Leviim up. You have from 0, 1 day old, to 30 on the hill, from 50 to 120 on the hill. Everybody in between on the bottom. Another pshat. Rabbi Yoimer, Elu ve'elu, lemata. It doesn't mean, it means all of Klal Yisrael. Elu ve'elu means those from Har Grizim and those from Har Eval. Elu ve'elu means all Klal Yisrael is down, not just all the Leviim. Okay. It makes more sense. Not Elu ve'elu, not the young and the old, but Elu ve'elu, the Har Grizim, the Har Eval. Okay. Now, where are we? So, Hafchu Paneim Klapi Har Grizim, 3 lines from the bottom, Upaschu B'bracha. Tana Rabbana. So let me just show you real quickly, because it's not complicated, it's just complicated the way the Gemara says it. We have in the pasuk over here, Shema Yisrael Sachugim Zashpatim Shanoichi Dover Beznechem Hayoim. Ulamadatem, you should learn it. Oisam. Ushmartem, you should guard it. La'asoisam, to do. So this pasuk tells us every mitzvah has 3 components. Plus, if we add this pasuk that we say every day in Shema, you need to teach Torah. So again, you need to learn Torah. It's not going so geschmack. Oh, because I'm on the wrong button. Okay. Here you have every mitzvah has 4 components. Every mitzvah. To learn it, you should learn it, you should guard it, you should do it, and you should teach it. 4 things. So Mela says the Gemara like this. I'm going to show you soon in a second. When it came to the klalas and the brachas, so there's a bracha and a klala, that's every cup over here has a bracha and a klala. But there was a prat, like don't do avodah zarah. Don't degrade your parents. That's a prat. The klal is, Baruch Asher Yakim is divrei Torah. It's a general thing, it's a klal. You have a chiyuv to keep all the Torah. And then there's an individual mitzvah. Be mechabed your father. So that's a klal and a prat. A bracha, if you honor your father, you get a bracha. If you degrade your father, you get a klala. And then you have those 4 times 4, because you should learn that. You need to learn to honor your father, not to degrade your father. And you need to teach it. You need to keep it, and you need to do it. So it's 4 times 4 equals 17. Okay, no, I just want to make sure that 16, yeah? 4 times 4, 16. That's all the Gemara is saying here. So let's see inside the Rabbanon, Baruch Bechlal, Baruch Befrat. So if you want to see it a little bit more, here's the Klal. Baruch Asher Yakim is Divrei Torah Azois. Now, I don't know if you know that, Leiby once taught me how to do the Nekudas in Word. I don't know how to do it anymore. So there's no nekudas under the word Baruch, because there is no pasuk that says Baruch Asher Yakim Divrei Torah Zois. The pasuk is this one. Ara Asher Lo Yakim Divrei Torah Zois. I took that Ara, put the Baruch in, changed it a little bit. But Baruch Asher Yakim Divrei Torah Zois. Ara Asher Yakim Divrei Torah. That's the klal. Generalization. Now we go into the prat. Baruch Asher Lo Yakle Aviv Imai. For whatever reason, I just thought that maybe the Olam is more familiar with Kibbut Avei, and we don't really have Avodah Zarah, so I grabbed that one. Rashi brings the one of Avodah Zarah, which the Gemara brings. I probably should have gone with that one, but it was kind of too late. Baruch Asher Leyakle Aviv Imay v'Amar Kol Amen. So this is it's not in the Torah, but this is what we say. It's a prat, it's an individual mitzvah. The same mitzvah, we just flip it to a klala. Ara Makla Aviv Imay v'Amar Kol Amen. You also have Baruch Hashem Yilamed Yilmad Shelo Yaklo Aviv Imay. That's Lilma. You should learn it. Now, do we say it? Do they say it, or it's just understood that each one you times it by 4, and it's within, it's built in. They have to teach, you have to learn, you have to keep, you have to do. Okay, Machlekes Rishonim. Lilmaid Ara Shelo Yilamed Shelo Yaklo Aviv. Fine. So the bottom line is 4 times 4. Let's see it inside. Torah Rabbanan Baruch B'chlal Baruch B'frat. So, this is a generalization. Divrei Torah, there's also, you shouldn't do Avodah Zarah. Or B'chlal, or B'frat. You're cursed in general if you don't keep the Torah. You're cursed if you do Avodah Zarah. Lilmoid Olamid, Lishmor V'lasos, times 4. Harei, Daf, Lamed Zayin, Beis. Harei, Arba. Arba va'arba. So this is interesting. Arba va'arba just means Lilmoid Olamid. Harei Shmoina. Shmoina, Harei Sheshes. Lishmor V'lasos is another 8. Bekitzer, everything I just said, 4 times 4 equals 16. Sponsored by Greg Haber for Bracha Atzlacha Parnaso Brius for my entire family, Rebelli and everyone learning the daf. So I just want to say real quickly, Bezer I'm going to New York, and one of the beautiful things that happened is that there's a person by the name of Binyamin Kar. Baruch gave him a little bit of a zet 2 days ago. His hall burnt down. He has a wedding hall in New York. But he decided to give us he has another wedding hall. He's mamish up to a zoo with the insurance and this, but he's part of the shiur, and he heard that I'm coming to New York. He's giving his hall for free. What is it? $5,000 kind of gift. So Yishkoyach go to Binyamin Kar from Materis Golda in Borough Park, and we're still looking for people to help sponsor. There's still other expenses, the video, the food, this, that. Fine. Arba v'arba. So now we have times 3. The 16 times 3. Because all this happened in Har Sinai. It all happened again in Arvis Moyav. As the Torah says over here. He explained it. And now we need to see this pasuk also inside. Because the Gemara says some of it, not all of it, and the main part of it is at the end. Milvad bris, in addition to the bris. Bris, by the way, is the klalas and the brachas that we're talking about. Each klala, each brach is called a bris. Ashekar asitam b'chayrev. Chayrev Har Sinai. In addition to Har Sinai, there's also this pasuk, Moyav. Okay? Nimtza Memches brisois 3 times 16 is 48. I'll call mitzvah. Reb Shimon Motsei Har Grizim v'Har Reb Shimon is not so excited about Har Grizim and Har Evel. Why? Because Har Grizim and Har Evel, the Torah only talks about 11 brachas and klalas. Where's the 613? Umachnis oil moyed sheba midbar, and he says no. Instead, we have to do oil moyed. That what? Oil moyed. So Rashi says an interesting lashon here that in Har Sinai, we're going to see in a second. Here, the sign of Rabbi Shmuel Omer, Klalos number Rabbi Sinai. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us the Torah in a general way, says Rabbi Shmuel. So Rashi brings this pasuk: Mizbach Adoma Tasali, B'Zavachta Olav V'Seilesecha V'Shlomecha. Make a mizbeach. How, what, where, when? We don't know. Later on, says Rashi, B'Yishuv, he had Yishuv Adas. There was less commotion going on. The whole commotion of Har Sinai was over. Now he sat down with him and said, listen, you have to do Shchita, Kabbalah, Halacha, Zrika, Hefshed Oirais, all these halachas that I have to do. That was Ubepratis by Mayit. That happened later, one-on-one, with Moshe Rabbeinu HaKadosh Baruch Hu and the Oyel Mayit. So, according to Rabbi Shmuel, he's like the Tanakama. That what? That Sinai and Oyel Mayit is one thing, because Sinai was part of it, only the Prat. He expanded in the Oyel Mayit, so you count them as one, because they're one and the same. It's a continuation. But according to Rebbe Kiva Imer, Klal Yisrael number b'Sinai. Everything was given to us at Har Sinai, right? We always say in Har Sinai, Hakadosh Baruch Hu gave us all the Dukim and the Gzer Shabbos and everything. The whole Torah Shabbal Pevin, all Gemara. V'nishnu b'Oyel Mayed, and it was repeated in Oyel Mayed. Memela Oyel Mayed and Sinai are two individual times. V'nishtashu b'Arvis Moav, and the third time was Arvis Moav. Be'lecha called Dvar Mitzvah, Mitzvah Ksuv b'Torah Shalinichus Solar, Bo Shmoyne Brisoi, says the Gemara. So every mitzvah is 48, right? The 16 that we had, 4 times 4 is 16, times 3 different places that was repeated, 48. Rabbi Shimon Yehuda, Ish Kfar Ako Yomar Mishum Rabbi Shimon, Ein L'cha Mitzvah Sheksuv B'Torah, Shalinichus Solar, Arboim U'Shmoyne Brisois, Shel Sheish Mois Elef U'Shleish Alofim Chamesh Meis Chamishim. How many people came out of Mitzrayim? 600,000. Gemara gives the exact number. So there's something called Arvos. V'chashlu Ish B'Achiv. I'm responsible for you, and you're responsible for me. I'm responsible for you, you're responsible for me. Times 600,000. Exactly what happens to all the people above 60? How come they're not included? And below 20? Okay, above 60 I have a bigger problem. Maybe it just means you're responsible for Klal Yisrael. Huh? No, all those above 60? All those younger than 20? Mapitom. No, there's more than 60. Of course there's more than 60. They make a cheshbon. Just between 20 and 60 is XML, but there's more than 60. All my Rebbe, he says the same exact thing. My binah, what's the difference? Listen to this. Like my Meshgiach used to say, I don't know if you want, but you want to want. You know, he used to give his drushes like that. You want to want. Bekitzer, we're talking about Arvus of Arvus. He had the Meshgiach, that's why he's laughing. If you didn't have the Meshgiach, what is he talking about? A villain. Okay, fine. The bottom line is, the Gemara is saying that if Rabbi Braun over here, he has Arvus of 600,000 people. I have Arvus of 600,000 people. So now I have to multiply my 600,000 by his 600,000. Why? Because I'm Arv to him, and he's Arv to 600,000. I'm responsible for what he's responsible. He's responsible for 600,000. It's very interesting. He himself has 600,000. Do I say, no, but I'm just responsible for him. All his people that he's responsible, let him deal with it. Or no. I'm so responsible if I know that he sees somebody that's doing an Aveira. I don't know who that person is. He knows a guy in Bar Park. I'm not in Bar. I'm in Ramat Beit Shemesh. I heard about it. So now I'm responsible for him who knows about somebody else. So now I'm responsible for somebody else. So now I have 600,000 times 600,000, which if you want to know the exact number, look in Tosfos, and he says this, I'm Panovich, I have no idea what he's talking about. Should I read it? Kuf tzadik tov riboy ribois, u'shmeinas alofim ribois, v'tov yud gimel ribois, v'sheva alofim u'mosayim krisois, l'sheish meyos elev u'shleish. Okay, do the number. It's something 600,000 squared, but kids is givaldik. Great. Now, that's for an Aveira. Imagine a guy came over to me in Borough Park, Ma'aseh came over to me. He's like a 45-year-old guy. He says, "This is my grandchild." He's pointing at a 30-year-old. Like, what? He says, "No, I brought his father to the Shiur, and his father brought in. This is my anikel. I want you to introduce my anikel." So, same thing, Arvos. You bring a guy to Torah, and that Torah guy brings another guy to Torah. There's 600,000 square. I don't know what the numbers are. Paras Chaim Levin, his Gan Eden is through the roof. Okay. Zog the Gemara. Dorish Rabbi Yehuda ben Nachmani mitru Gemara the Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish. Kol HaParsha Kula and Rel Benoy V'Noy Efes. Everything there, all the clauses and the brachas are all about Znus, Erva, Oresh Asher Yaseh Pesel Maseicha. The first one is, you shouldn't make a getchka. Avodah Zarah, bar sagile. You get a little klala. It's the worst of the worst. You beg it in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. What do you mean you get a klala? Elo, za ba'ala erva v'ayil ben. It's not the pshat that you did Avodah Zarah, says the Gemara. The pshat is you get a curse when you cause somebody else to do Avodah Zarah. How did you cause? You were over an Eish, and out came a mamzer. The mamzer has no shidduch. Nobody wants to marry him, says Rashi. She goes and he goes off the derech. He can't live. Wherever he goes, they call him mamzer. Mamzer, the mamzer, otkin the mamzer. So he goes and he becomes a guy. And when he's there, over there, he does Avodah Zarah. You know whose fault it is? Your fault, because you're mizana. And then Rashi goes in to explain all the brachas and the klalas, and he has a hard time with some of them. Ger Yosem Almanas, he has a tough time. The Taisus Shan says a pshat over here if you want to see over there, but each one has to do with some sort of erva. You cause a busha to your father, etc., etc. The parents get a curse. Already says it. Why is it repeated? Right? It already says this. You should first do the bracha, then a klala. Maybe say all 11 brachas, then all 11 klalas. No. Bracha klala. Each one bracha, one klala. One bracha. Bracha asked the klala, vein klala brachas koydim the klalas. Ula hakish another halacha bracha klala. Loy malacha. Ma klala belivim, ma bracha belivim. The brachas the levim also scream out. Uma klala bekol ram, a bracha bekol ram. It must be loud. Could you do birkus kehanim? Could you be yaitza birkus kehanim if you're a Cohen? Rabbi Schoenberg. If you're a Cohen and you stand over here and somebody says, Shemei Cohen, could you be yaitza? Says the Briskerov, no, because it has to be kol ram. The kol ram you're not yaitza. You're yaitza the bracha, but not the kol ram. Chazon Ish argues on it. Fine. Muma klala b'lashon hakodesh, a bracha b'lashon hakodesh must be said in lashon hakodesh. Muma klala b'chlal ufrat, a bracha b'chlal ufrat that we learned. Muma klala elu ve'elu oinam v'ayimrim amen. Over here means, like you said before, elu ve'elu har grizim har eval. Everybody says amen. A bracha elu ve'elu oinam v'ayimrim amen. Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful day, a wonderful Shabbos. Motsei Shabbos. Let's do 9:45. I need that extra time, extra 15 minutes. It's not your last week. Shkoyach, shkoyach to the guest. Thanks for making my pace. Let me give you a big hug. Not a hug. I'm not magzim.